Hey everybody, Jeff M. here with you at First Tennessee Park. Thanks for being with us today. We are, through the beauty of technology, going to catch up with the new manager for 2017 of the Nashville Sounds, Ryan Christenson. Thanks to Skype, Ryan joins us via his home in Arizona to talk a little bit about last year's success that he had at AA Midland with the Rockhounds, the Texas League champs, and what he will see as a Sounds manager this year, building off of a division championship that the Sounds enjoyed last year. Ryan, thanks so much for doing this. How's your off-season been? It's been a little bit shortened because you had the unique opportunity to manage in the Arizona Fall League after you finished up in Midland.
Yes, it has felt a little quicker and shorter than most. The Fall League ended, and I looked up and it was Thanksgiving the next week. So that's a little bit of a abnormally long season, but it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed my time in the Fall League and got right into Thanksgiving and Christmas, and the last couple weeks have finally felt like the off season, and here we go. We're heading to the complex next week to start it all over again. So it's all right. That's what we do.
As someone who works in the trenches of the A's farm system, describe how exciting it is at this time with not just the quality of prospects, but the quantity of them. And we saw so many of them end last year with the Sounds, which leads you to believe at least a handful would start the year here, like a Franklin Barreto, a Matt Chapman, Jacob Brugman had such a strong year. I mean, is this some of the deepest talent you've seen in your time since joining the A's as a coach and manager?
Ultimately, it is. I mean, this will be my 5th year in the organization as on a player development side. So I know talking with Grady when I first came into the organization, when this whole group of prospects was kind of coming in as young players, and I remember him having the feeling that our organization was thin. So to watch what the front office has been doing over the last 4 years as far as acquiring prospects, and they're all very young, and to see them start to reach the big leagues, and you look at the pool now and you're like, wow, we got great players and really good prospects all over the place. So I think it's exciting for those few that are going to get a chance in Oakland. It's also exciting as somebody that is watching from outside of what the front office might be planning on doing to accumulate these players and how they distribute them to bring in the player that they might need to push them over the edge here in the next couple of years is also exciting to try to watch how the plan is coming to fruition.
Potentially, at least to start the year in Nashville, the left side of that infield could be Chapman and Barreto. What specifically, let's start with Barreto, because obviously there's a lot to love. He's a top prospect. What specifically stands out to you right away about Franklin?
Just an electric player on the field. He's a little smaller in stature than your typical when you think about an outstanding prospect. He's only stands 5'10" or so, but just powerful. The way he can explode when he's running the bases, the way he explodes on a baseball and drives it to all fields. He's got a good, quick first step when he's playing defense. I had a chance to watch him play at shortstop and at second base a lot last year. He definitely plays up the middle, and it was fun to watch him play both. I'm not exactly sure where he ultimately lands, but I know he's going to be playing a lot of shortstop for us in Nashville. He's, like I said, just an electric player that has the ability to change the game on both sides of the baseball.
And Matt Chapman, such tremendous power, but I thought it was nice to see the other day I think it was MLB.com or MLB Pipeline noting his strong defense. It's almost easy to forget sometimes how good he is with the glove because the power is so tremendous.
One of the best defenders that I've ever seen, definitely the best defender that I've seen in my brief 4 or 5 years here on the player development side. He absolutely does it all. His first step is tremendous as far as being able to range to his left and right, especially there at third base where balls are getting on you very quick on the hot corner. And then he's got the athletic ability to bounce up off of those great plays and has an accurate, super strong. I mean, I don't see how you can have a stronger arm than he has. So you're talking about a guy that grades out near the top of a scout's list on arm strength, quickness. He played shortstop a few games for us, and he obviously gets a lot of chances to play that shortstop position with all the shifting that we do as well. So you see him out there, you see the athleticism, and then when you watch him take batting practice and you see the power on display, I think Joey Gallo is probably one of the very few guys on that list of raw power guys that are coming up. I know Joey's been in the big leagues here now for a year, not considered a prospect anymore, but that's the kind of power that Matt Chapman has. I would be comfortable in saying he has more power than anybody in our whole organization. It's that tremendous.
Finally, I was thinking and looking at some of the numbers of your career. You had a lot of time in the big leagues, over 400 big league games, and most of that was with Oakland. But you also had your share of time at AAA, a level which presents unique challenges for guys, and some of the guys are either going to come back to this level after a little bit of it last year or come to it for the first time. How much do you sense you might be drawing on some of your remembrances of AAA, going through it personally as a player to kind of put yourself in their shoes?
With all, and that's I mean, all the experience that I've had in AAA with the number of times I've been up and down. I was that 25th, 24th guy on the roster that was on that elevator between AAA and the big leagues. So I know what that's like. I know the excitement of going up. I know the disappointments of repeating the level. But it's all perspective. You know that there's a lot of people watching these games at all times. So you're always a day away from either being traded to a great situation. An injury can happen. We changed the rosters between AAA and the big leagues a lot. So even though you start a year in AAA doesn't mean you're not going to be right up there in the big leagues before you know it. So it's just all perspective. It's a matter of not controlling your disappointments if you have them, and taking advantage of the highs that you feel coming up, and taking advantage of every opportunity you get, and continue to shine and be that guy that they call when they're looking to bring somebody up next.
Well, thanks a lot for your time. I was going to make a joke about high expectations this year because of last year's division championship team, but you were in Midland where they've won the Texas League 3 years in a row, so I don't have to tell you about high expectations.
It's all fun. We're just, like I said, we're just looking to go out there and watch these guys play good baseball, and if we win, we win, but I know that we're going to play good baseball.
Thanks a lot for doing this. We will see you in Nashville not too far from now.
Looking very much forward to it. We'll see you guys soon.
All right, thanks everybody for joining us. That's New Sounds manager Ryan Christenson.